Hi guys! To see how I got this youthful makeup look to look 10 years younger, keep watching! The first step is to make sure that your skin is clean, exfoliated, no dry, flaky skin. It will just make you glow so much more. I am 53 years old. I have never had any injectables, Botox, fillers, whatever you want to call it, work done, nothing, zero. So all of my skincare I do at home, and I do share all of my skincare on my channel. I also have some of my favorites listed down in the description box and pinned to the top comment. The first thing that I like to do before I apply my makeup is put serums on, and I use Timeless C+E plus ferulic acid. This gives my face such a glow. I use these one after the other. They are super hydrating. Next is going to be the Coenzyme Q10. And you can wait longer in between, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to go quicker. I go right up under my eyes, on my lids. You want everything so hydrated. Then the Matrixyl Synth 6. This one is the thickest one, so that's why I go in the order of thinnest to thickest products. Oh, so hydrating. It's not greasy though, so you could use this on any skin type and your skin will look amazing. Another thing that I found is super helpful is wash your face, and while it's just freshly washed or freshly out of the shower, immediately put your serums on because it locks in the moisture. Like if I wait until the middle of the day after washing my face, or even if I wait like 15 minutes, my skin just is not as hydrated because there's no moisture locking that in. So try applying your serums right out of the shower or right after washing your face. The next thing that I do to make my skin look younger is I use IT Cosmetics CC Cream Your Skin But Better, which are these, but I mix a bunch of colors, different colors together in this little container. And the key for it looking as youthful as possible is I use this Sunprise SPF. It's a very liquidy, can you hear that? Very liquidy sunscreen. So I mix it in this little dish so that it's much more watery. And the whole key to making your skin look younger is you want it to look youthful and glowy and dewy and hydrated. You don't want it to look dry. So never use a matte foundation. Even if you have oily skin, still use some kind of hydrating foundation or CC cream, and from there you can add a little bit of powder only in certain areas, which I will show you how to do. So I'm going to use a sponge to apply this. I have found actually using my hands is the best way to do it, but I'm wearing white today and I'm trying not to make a mess. So I'm going to show you how I apply with a sponge. So this is a total mixture of different colors mixed with the sunscreen. And you always want to go down your neck because you see what that would look like with that line? That is terrible. Make sure any skin that is showing, you are bringing the foundation down to cover that area. So if I was wearing a lower cut, I would go all the way down to my chest just to blend everything in. So you can still see my actual skin through this. It's not like I'm putting this big, thick coating of makeup on. It's very hydrating and light and dewy, but it just evens out the whole look of your face. And that's what you want to get a more youthful look, is just to have your skin evened out and look more hydrated. Next, I'm using this e.l.f. highlighter, and it is so moisturizing. So the placement is going to be anywhere that is dark that you want to bring forward. So under my eyes, you want to lift the sides of your eyes, nasolabial folds. For me, upper lip. Depending on your face, you may not have an issue with shadows on your upper lip, but I do. And then you want to come up on the sides here and the forehead. Like between the eyes and the forehead. Those are all areas that you want to bring forward. Now, you can blend this in with the same blender if you want, and just tap that in like this. Or you can use your fingers. I'm gonna use my fingers around my eyes just to show you. So you would just tap like this, swipe up, and then I go on the lid to brighten it up and in the inner corner. Then I do one more concealer, and the only concealers that I use are never ever full coverage. I do use these two concealers. This is the Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Roller. These are both super lightweight. They're like feather light and they're very hydrating. So the whole point is to camouflage the darkness. You see when I look down how I have these hollows here? I'm 53 years old. The skin is starting to thin out under my eyes. Like I said, I've never had any injectables or anything done. So this is what happens as your skin ages, is you get these hollows because the skin is thinning out so you can see more darkness. So what I do for this is I put the concealer just kind of on that line. Let's see if I can do this in the right angle. On that line of darkness, like that. And then I'll do a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, 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 here. These are the areas that stand out in photos with darkness. So take a look at a photo of yourself and you can see exactly where you will need to place this. Everyone is going to be a little bit different, but these are kind of like the standard of where everyone is going to have darkness. And as we get older, it definitely is going to be more pronounced. Your fingers are the best tools. I am not all into using brushes and different ways of applying. I really love to just use my hands. The warmth of your hands warms it up and it just gives it such a more flawless, natural, dewy look when you're applying with your hands. I have got some hormonal breakouts. Go figure, at 53 I'm still breaking out. My favorite concealer to use for any blemishes, dark spots, or anything like that would be the Dermacol. Again, I have a bunch of different colors depending on where I'm putting it on my face, just so that everything blends great. And I use these little containers. Again, I have 2 different colors in there right now. So I'm just going to dab my finger into it like that and just try to match the color as best as possible. I'm going to dab onto that lovely blemish right there. My whole chin is pretty much breaking out. So I just dab it on like that to the stubborn little ones. I also have one right there. That is actually a beauty mark, mole, birthmark, whatever you want to call it, that got a pimple in it. So now it's really standing out. So to cover any issues, you don't want a thick foundation. You just take the Dermacol or a thick concealer, I swear by this, and you just tap it. Just tap it on and blend the color. You, like I said, you know, I use 2 different colors, so it blends perfectly. Then I take the Dermacol powder to set it, and this will not budge, even if I have like the worst That's even kind of bleeding. Even if I have like the worst blemishes, this will keep it from moving. Another thing, I'm completely obsessed with sunscreen. So the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better, that has sunscreen. I add sunscreen into it. This Physicians Formula Talc-Free Bronzer has sunscreen. So everything I can possibly use has sunscreen. Now, what I do is I apply it on the outer part of my forehead. If you have a larger forehead, you want to bring it down further. If you have a small forehead, the darkness is going to make your forehead look smaller. So keep it way up in the hairline if you have a tiny forehead and want to make it look bigger. If you have a larger forehead like me, you want to bring the bronzer down more so the darkness will kind of shrink your forehead. And then I put the bronzer, I start here on my cheekbone and just kind of tap it up like this, anywhere the sun would hit, and this gives just such a nice glow to your face. Another huge tip is under the chin. You don't want to look like you have a beard, but you want darkness under here. This will help chisel out your jawline. Go like that. And it hides any kind of sagging under the neck, so definitely keep that darker. I'm gonna put some on my ears because my ears are kind of white. And then for my face shape, I put some at the tip of my nose. And because I have a very narrow nose at the top and it's wider at the bottom, I'm going to take this and come in right here with the darkness. Remember, the darkness hides, the lightness brings it out. So I want to kind of camouflage the tip of my nose like that. So everyone's nose is going to be different. So I would do this based on your own face shape. Next, I'm going to use a highlighter. Some people don't like this, but I 100% do not believe that as you age, you cannot use a highlighter. I will use highlighter forever. I've had so many people compliment me on my skin when it is looking my worst because I'm using this highlighter and it just glows up my face and makes it look so much more youthful and so much better and hydrated. I use the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls. You can use one that doesn't have so much blast of color, but I love it. So what I do is just go right. You want to go under where you smile. You don't want this anywhere that you have texture on your skin or lines. So I go under where I smile, come up like this, and it just gives a really beautiful glow. You can also do a little bit on the Cupid's bow right there. I don't like to do it on the tip of my nose, but as a little contouring, I use the anti-dark circle roller just to give like a little matte line at the tip of my nose, just to draw the eye in. Next is brows. I am using NYX Micro Brow in Espresso, and my eyebrows, you guys, I'm gonna look for a picture to show you. You see how dark they are right now? They're not even tinted, and sometimes I tint my eyebrows as well, but I have so much hair on my eyebrows. This is not how my brows normally are. I'm gonna put up a picture here of what my brows used to look like. They had like no hair, and this is what has made such a difference. I've been using this for years. It is so worth it. This is Grande Brow. I just go whoop, apply it every night before I go to bed. My brows have transformed. I've even got more hair on the inside. I just bring the Grande Brow like in more and hair starts growing. I also use the Grande Lash to keep my eyelashes healthy, even though I do have Lashify eyelash extensions on. If you guys are interested in seeing that, I do have a video on my channel of how I apply the eyelash extensions. So brows are so important. When your brows are thinner, it automatically ages you. You don't want to go overboard, but brows frame your face. And one thing that made me realize this more than anything is I used to volunteer for a program called Look Good, Feel Better. And it was a free program that women in active cancer treatment would come to, and they would get these free kits of skincare and makeup, and I would help them apply their makeup and show them how to place everything correctly when they didn't have any eyebrows and their skin was so damaged from the radiation and chemo and all of that treatment. So one of the things that just sticks out is at the end of the class when they were all made up and feeling so confident and so beautiful. One of the biggest things they would say is, "I cannot believe how amazing my eyebrows look," and they were so grateful and so thankful. And that's when I realized that it makes the most difference having your brows framing your face. And now I don't have to do much to frame my face. You want to keep kind of the edges up. My brows naturally just kind of swoop down. I was actually looking back at pictures when I was younger before I ever plucked or touched my brows, and they did the same thing. So this is just my natural brow shape, how it's always been. So, but I don't want to drag the line down more. I don't want my eyes to be down like that. And so I even kind of like pluck the outside so they're not so dragged down. Like, look at the difference, okay? If I'm drawing my brow down like this, my eye is gonna drag down. But if I'm only coming like to here and I'm trying to like keep that outer tail upwards, it lifts up your eye just automatically. My brows are never even, and that's fine. I don't know many people that have perfectly even brows, but you want to kind of get them close. Like this one is higher and this one is lower. So I'm going to kind of draw a little bit over on this one to get them kind of going in the same direction. So that is it for brows. Then I'm going to take some hairspray on the spoolie and I'm just going to set my brows in the position that I want. It just helps them look more natural and kind of stay in place. Next is blush. When you're trying to look younger, you want your skin to look alive and not just one color and pale. And think about a kid that is out running around and playing and they get that flushed look on their face. I'm using IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty. This has such a nice pink rosy color. Another thing, if you are losing volume, like I definitely have lost volume in my face as I'm aging, and you bring the color into your apples of your cheeks, guess what that does? It makes your skin look plumper. So if you're starting to get like sunken in and you want your face to look plumper, almost like you just got fillers with no fillers, you bring the blush in and go out like that. I add some to my forehead just to get that nice little flush. Bring it down a little bit. So this will plump up your face and definitely make you look younger if you're losing volume. If you want your face to look more narrow, you're gonna stay out here even more, but you still wanna go out here with your blush either way. I'm going to move on to lips before I do eyes, and I'm using Runway Rogue Trendsetter. You want to use something close to your own natural lip color, and I overline just at the top. I want you to see how crazy this transformation is. So I overline right here. You can already see that pout. I already have a lip that kind of flips up. My lips are getting smaller as I age, but that's just a natural kind of lip that I have in my lips. So I can enhance it with a lip liner. And then I'm just gonna draw down the sides. And I go underneath. And then I kind of draw in. You can actually use this as your actual lip color. Now look how much more youthful and pouty and big my lips look just from a lip liner that is very close to my own natural lip color. Now, what I like to do when I'm trying to get that more younger look, I'm just gonna use like a chapstick and mesh it together. So that kind of just pulls the lip liner in and it gives me this really pretty neutral look. Another thing you could do is this photo filter from Runway Rogue is my favorite for giving that little shine and bling, and it smells like cake. So you can put it right here and just tap. And it gives just a beautiful, youthful look to your lips without it looking too glittery or too shiny, but I love this so much. For eyes, I'm using this Buxom palette by Ash K. Holm, and this is Glam Vibes. These colors are absolutely gorgeous, and I love that it has so many nice neutrals in there. I'm going to use this. This is a quick color remover. I love this. So if I'm going from one eyeshadow to another, this is dry, and it just gets all of the old color off of your brush. So you can dip from one eye color to the other. I'm gonna start with this color, Teddy, this pretty brown color. I always start in the outer corner and I go all the way up and then drag it in and kind of angle it like this. It's like pretty much always the same. I'm coming into the inner corner, drag it up like that. Very natural, very neutral. These are warm colors that I'm using. If you have a cooler complexion, definitely look for a cooler brown, but I feel like this would look beautiful on any complexion, whether you're warm or cool. They're just so neutral. Next, I'm taking this Living color, and yes, I'm using a shimmer at 53 years old, you guys. Shimmer does not equal looking older, and I will show you how to use a shimmer without it making you look older. So I'm using this teeny tiny brush, and I'm going into the inner corner to brighten up my eye, and I go just across the bottom lash line like that. And I'm using a gold because it definitely complements my eye color and my skin tone, which is very olivey complexion. Kind of neutral, warm olive. Now I'm gonna take some of this matte unfiltered color. I'm gonna put some in the arch of my brow. This will lift up your brow. Just right underneath. You don't want it to come down too far. Then I'm cleaning off my brush again, and I am going into unfiltered. And this is a matte. I'll show you what that looks like. It's this matte color right here. And I'm pulling that up my lid So this one is no shimmer. Going back with the same brush, and I'm not adding anything to it. Just kind of blend that in. I'm also going to use my finger to blend the highlight under my eyebrows. Fingers are your best friend. Now I'm going to take this dark brown color right here, and I'm using this small flat brush. I'll link all of these products and my flat brush below. And I'm going to just create some darkness on the lash line instead of a eyeliner. And then I'm going to come out at the corner, just kind of wing it up, bring it up in the corner towards my brow. I'm also gonna dip the same brown color into the fluffy brush, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap in the corner to give my eye that lift. Drag that in, blend it out, dip into the brown again, tap it off. I have to kind of pull on my eye because my eyelash extensions are so long I can't see in there. Okay, create a little eyeliner look, up, angle up, like that. And tap into the dark brown again, tap, tap, tap. Blend, blend, blend. My eyes are a little bit uneven, so when you look at your eyes, like I have to come in a little more on this side to even them out. Now, depending on the look you like, you can blend more. I actually don't like a lot of blending. I love the way it looks, not too blended. Another thing I like to do is use the actual highlighter to brighten up the inner corner of the eye. Just make sure everything is nice and blended. Now, because I have eyelash extensions on, I'm not gonna put any mascara on, but at this point you would just put the mascara on. And what I used to love to do when I wore mascara is I wiggle it kind of under the waterline so it really lifts your eye up. You want to keep all of your makeup up to pull your makeup up. Notice I'm putting nothing underneath my eye. If you want to put anything underneath your eye, it's going to drag your eyes down. It's going to make them look smaller, which sometimes I do like that look, but if you're trying to look younger, you definitely want to keep all of the colors up above your eye. I'm also going to use the Garnier roller on my hand and this flat brush, and I'm going to create even more of a lift with this concealer. Again, this is a lightweight concealer, and see how it just really lifts the eye up. It's all about what you personally like. If you want, you could just leave it with a more smudged, natural look at the edge, but I really like that dramatic pull to bring my eyes up. I feel like it's much more youthful and kind of gives you that cat eye look. Now, as far as powder, I use Revlon Color Stay translucent powder. I only go here, corner, here, and then up like this, the upper lip, center, here, here, and where I placed that concealer, and that is it. I never go under my eyes. And then I take a clean, fluffy brush, blend that all out. Again, if you have oily skin and you need more powder, just add more powder. But for me, I definitely like the glowy look. I also use e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray to finish everything off. That is it for the makeup look. And another thing I love to do to look more youthful is, this is one of my favorite hairstyles. It's just cute and youthful and bouncy. I still have some hair around my face, and all I do is pull it into a ponytail. You can curl or straighten the back of your hair and curl or straighten the bangs and fringe area in the front. I just love this look. It's just feels very youthful and fun and playful. So if I wasn't filming, this look would have taken me 5 minutes. This is my quick 5-minute makeup, like an everyday makeup look that I would do. And my skin is completely protected from the sun. It's dewy and it brings life back into my face. I will put a clip here of when I started the video, and you can just see that my face looks so much more glowy and youthful and kind of evens everything out. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos. You can also click the little bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of all of the videos that I upload. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Bye!